I'm going to talk a little bit about the economy, austerity, in relation to the prison-industrial complex. For a while, the media and politicians have been saying the economic crisis that started in 2008 is over, and everyone can go back to living their normal lives. But the problem is, for many communities of color, the economic crisis is not over. And it's not just an economic crisis. It's a depression that has devastated many communities across the country. And to top it off, many of these same communities were in a depression before the economic crisis.
That's right.
For example, 31% of children in Chicago live in poverty. And in neighborhoods such as West Garfield Park, 60% of children live in poverty. During the economic crisis, politicians and their friends at the bank stole trillions of dollars from the public to save their system. To pay for this, they're cutting the social safety net that was barely even visible in the first place, and making cuts to the public sector. Of course, these cuts are racist by nature, considering African Americans are 30% more likely than the overall workforce to have public sector jobs.
That's right.
And 70% of them are 70% more likely to work for the federal government. These cuts are particularly devastating to black and brown communities, many of which have been experiencing cuts and devastation well before the economic crisis. The cuts in social programs and the lack of opportunities will only further criminalize communities of color. The prison industrial complex has already destroyed many of these communities. For example, 1 in 5 black men in his 20s in Cook County is under supervision of the criminal justice system, in prison, jail, or parole. In North Lawndale, a neighborhood on the west side, 70% of black men from the ages of 18 to 45 are ex-offenders. In 2010, Chicago police arrested 21,000 black youth 17 and under, while only arresting 936 white youths in the same age group. The education system in these neighborhoods is a school-to-prison pipeline. The cuts in social programs and a lack of opportunities will only further criminalize communities of color. For too long, the city of Chicago has been indifferent to the problems in black and brown communities. We asked for quality education, they closed down our schools. We asked for safety, they give us killer cops.
That's right.
We asked for jobs, they try to give us Olympics, but we stopped that.
That's right.
But now they want to give us the NATO G8. We must confront the priorities of the city of Chicago. And we can't wait on city council, especially Rahm Emanuel, to do it for us. The brave parents and students at Piccolo Elementary School on the west side showed us the way. They occupy their school to stop the city from trying to make it a turnaround. In other words, we must do it for ourselves.
That's right.
It costs $65 million to bring NATO G8 conference here in May. $68 million. We have to ask the question, why can't we have a $68 million job program in Chicago? We have to say no to cuts, no to NATO G8, and no to police state in our communities.
That's right!
And no to the war on drugs, and no to mass incarceration.
That's right!